Welcome to The Debate. Today, we're delving into a topic that I think resonates pretty deeply with human experience, the profound impact of books on our development. Our discussion draws its insights from some compelling excerpts titled The Transformative Power of Books, which, well, they really highlight the significant role these literary vessels play in our lives.
Right.
The central question we'll explore is this. Does reading books truly offer a unique form of intellectual and emotional enrichment that, simply cannot be achieved through other means? I'll be presenting the argument for the unparalleled and distinctive transformative power of books, illustrating how they provide a singular path to growth.
And I will be challenging that very assertion of exclusivity. Now, while I wholeheartedly acknowledge the immense value and profound benefits books offer, and those benefits are clearly articulated in our source material, I want to investigate whether similar intellectual and emotional enrichment can indeed be cultivated through other avenues, sort of pushing back against the absolute claim that their transformative power is entirely unique and, well, non-replicable.
Okay. Well, the source material powerfully frames books as fundamental doors to other worlds, uniquely carrying, and I quote, stories, ideas, and emotions that shape how we think and feel. This isn't just about gaining information. It's about a deep formative engagement. The journey of Sophia in the text serves as, I think, a perfect illustration. She moves from rarely engaging with literature to becoming completely immersed in narratives, exploring, different genres, from thrilling detective stories to inspiring biographies.
Right, the immersion, exactly. This profound, sustained engagement, driven by her own pace and imagination, allowed her to travel without leaving home, to think critically, and to understand people better, gaining insights into life, different cultures, and even human emotions. The text culminates by stating that books truly enrich our minds and hearts in ways that nothing else can. For me, this powerfully solidifies their distinct and unparalleled contribution to human development, creating this unique internal landscape of learning and empathy. Cognitive science even suggests that the linear, sustained focus required by reading physical text fosters particular neural pathways, different from, say, multimodal or fragmented digital consumption, enhancing deeper comprehension and retention.
I understand the compelling nature of that argument, I really do. And I certainly don't dispute the immense value and profound benefits Sophia clearly experienced through her reading. Her positive transformation, as described, it's undeniable and genuinely inspiring. However, it's that absolute claim that books enrich in ways that nothing else can, which truly merits, I think, closer examination. The text itself provides a crucial nuance in Sophia's journey that complicates this exclusivity. Her transformation wasn't solely a solitary act of reading, was it?
Well, it started there.
It started there, yes, but it significantly involved social and interactive elements. She wasn't just consuming text. She was actively joining book clubs, discussing plots and characters with friends, sharing recommendations online, and even writing short reviews. These communal activities clearly contributed significantly to her ability to understand people better and to gain insights into life, different cultures, and even human emotions. So this strongly suggests that these core benefits are not exclusively derived from the act of reading a physical book alone. Therefore, while books are indeed a powerful vehicle for intellectual and emotional growth, the uniqueness and exclusivity of these benefits may well be overstated. Similar profound outcomes could, in principle, be fostered through diverse, rich forms of engagement with ideas and narratives, particularly those involving active social interaction.
I appreciate you highlighting the social aspects of Sophia's experience, but let's first delve into the nature of immersion itself, which I believe is where books exert a truly unique power. The source material emphasizes the unique depth and this is key, sustained nature of immersion achieved specifically through reading a book. Sophia became completely immersed in the story of adventure, friendship, and mystery, which allowed her to genuinely travel without leaving home.
Right.
This isn't passive consumption of media. It's a deep, internal, and uniquely self-paced engagement with the narrative. When you read, your imagination actively constructs the world, the characters, their emotions. This profound personal journey into a story, guided by one's own interpretive faculties, feels fundamentally distinct from more fragmented, externally guided, or, visually prescriptive experiences you might find elsewhere. It's the prolonged, uninterrupted dive into a created world, where your mind is the primary engine of visualization and empathy, that truly sets this form of immersion apart. It builds what literary theorists call narrative transportation, a state of intense cognitive and emotional involvement that can profoundly alter perspectives and foster a deeper, more personal connection to the material.
I agree wholeheartedly that books are masters of immersion, and that feeling of travel without leaving home is undoubtedly profound and deeply enriching. I really do. However, I question its exclusive nature to the physical act of reading. The text clearly states that books carry stories, ideas, and emotions. Can compelling stories, ideas, and emotions that transport and shape thought not also come from other deeply engaging forms of narrative or intellectual exploration?
Well, the way they do it.
Right, but the phrase travel without leaving home describes an experience, a profound sense of transportation and imaginative engagement. While books are incredibly effective at this, it's the experience itself that is transformative, and that experience can certainly be evoked by various mediums, not solely restricted to book reading. Consider, for example, a meticulously crafted documentary series that transports you through history, or maybe an immersive theatrical performance that utterly captivates your emotional landscape, or even, a sophisticated virtual reality experience that places you directly within a complex narrative world. These too can demand sustained attention, stimulate profound thought, and evoke strong emotions, leading to a similar sense of intellectual and emotional journey. The medium changes, but the core effect of narrative transportation, though perhaps different in its sensory inputs, remains powerfully present.
So what then makes the book's specific mode of immersion fundamentally unique in its outcome?
That's an interesting point, though. I would frame it differently. While other mediums can certainly transport, the depth of critical thinking and empathetic understanding fostered by books, as highlighted by Sophia's journey, feels qualitatively distinct. The text clearly reiterates Sophia's realization that reading uniquely enabled her to think critically and to understand people better, offering insights into life, different cultures, and even human emotions. The sustained process of engaging with complex narratives over hundreds of pages, internalizing diverse perspectives, and actively deciphering nuances within a book fosters a very specific type of cognitive and empathetic development. Books, in this context, serve not just as a source of information, but truly as a teacher and a companion in this intellectual growth. The reader has to actively construct meaning, interpret character motivations, analyze ethical dilemmas, synthesize complex ideas. This continuous, solitary mental exercise in critical analysis, it deeply embeds understanding and builds a unique capacity for nuanced interpretation. It's about developing the mental muscle to sit with ambiguity and complexity, which reading, with its linear and self-driven nature, really excels at.
I concede that books significantly aid critical thinking and understanding. There's no doubt that deep, focused engagement with text sharpens the mind and provides rich material for reflection. Absolutely. However, I find it crucial to point out, again, that a notable portion of Sophia's growth in understanding people better and gaining those insights into life cultures and emotions specifically involved those social activities we discussed, discussing plots and characters with friends and joining book clubs.
But those discussions stem from the book.
They stem from the book, yes. But this suggests that while the book provides the foundational content, the social interaction around that content is also a powerful, arguably even indispensable engine for empathetic development and critical thought. Consider the phenomenon of, collective intelligence or dialogic learning. I would argue that intellectual growth and empathy can be profoundly developed through other forms of rigorous intellectual discourse and engagement with diverse perspectives that involve active discussion and communal interpretation, even if the primary source of content isn't a book. Think about philosophical debates, or community forums discussing complex societal issues, or even carefully curated educational programs built around current events. These can foster critical thinking and understanding of diverse human experiences just as effectively, perhaps even more interactively, because they force one to articulate and defend interpretations in real time, engaging directly with others' viewpoints. This social dimension brings a different but equally powerful kind of intellectual and emotional growth.
I'm not convinced by that line of reasoning, because it somewhat minimizes the initiating and the sustained internal impact of the book itself. While social interaction certainly enhances and deepens understanding, the text's assertion that books truly enrich our minds and hearts in ways that nothing else can points to a fundamental capacity of the book to first cultivate that groundwork. The cumulative effect of Sophia's engaging with a wide array of different genres, from thrilling detective stories to inspiring biographies through books, provided a holistic intellectual and emotional enrichment. Each new book became a small adventure, a teacher, and a companion that helped Sophia unwind, focus, and grow intellectually. This demonstrates a multifaceted benefit that goes beyond just providing content for discussion. It's about the unique combination of sustained individual focus, imaginative transportation, and introspective reflection that books uniquely facilitate. This singular blend of sustained attention, deep imaginative involvement, and the freedom to pause and ponder at one's own pace is simply not easily replicated. Alternatives, while valuable, they tend to either offer more fragmented experiences or they externalize much of the imaginative work, thereby diminishing the internal cognitive exercise that books demand and reward. The very act of discerning and interpreting text fosters a cognitive independence that I believe sets the stage for richer social engagement rather than being secondary to it.
I'm sorry, but I just don't buy that absolute claim of nothing else can. Let me tell you why I find it to be an overstatement. While books are undeniably valuable and contribute significantly to enrichment, this phrasing implies an exclusivity that might be too strong, bordering on hyperbole, really. The text's focus is entirely on books, naturally highlighting their virtues and the profound impact they had on Sophia.
As it should, given the topic.
Of course, but one could reasonably consider that other profound human activities, like engaging deeply with art or music or philosophical discussions or pursuing deep, sustained learning in other domains, could also be described as enriching minds and hearts. These activities also foster intellectual growth and provide a sense of companionship or personal journey, albeit through different modalities and sensory experiences. A deeply moving symphony can transport one's emotions and stimulate profound introspection, an experience that resonates deeply with the enrichment of the heart. A challenging philosophical debate or a deep dive into complex scientific theories can profoundly reshape one's critical thinking and broaden their intellectual horizons. An immersive visit to a historical site or museum, with its curated narratives and tangible artifacts, can offer unparalleled insights into culture and human experience. The text doesn't provide a comparative analysis of these different forms of engagement, but that definitive claim, nothing else can, certainly invites this critical perspective. It suggests that while books are a powerful, perhaps even preferred way for many, they may not be the only way to achieve the profound intellectual and emotional growth we seek. The human capacity for learning and empathy is vast and adaptive, capable of being stimulated by a multitude of rich experiences.
Okay, to briefly summarize then, my position remains that books provide a distinct, profound, and truly multifaceted avenue for intellectual and emotional enrichment. Sophia's transformative journey powerfully exemplifies their unique capacity as doors to other worlds and indispensable tools for fostering critical thinking and empathy. The sustained immersive engagement with narratives, characters, and ideas within a book creates a unique internal experience, a deeply personal journey of cognitive and emotional construction that I firmly believe cannot be fully replicated by other forms of media or solely through social interaction, even if those elements are complementary.
And to briefly summarize my perspective, while books are immensely powerful and undeniably valuable, the assertion that their benefits are entirely unique or cannot be achieved through any other means may be, well, an overstatement. Many aspects of intellectual and emotional growth, particularly those involving discussion, communal interpretation, and social engagement, all present in Sophia's story, can manifest through various forms of interaction with ideas and stories. Whether through art, music, or rigorous intellectual discourse, other mediums and activities can also provide profound immersion, foster critical thinking, and cultivate empathy, albeit through different mechanisms. The shared experience of exploring narratives, as seen in Sophia's book club activities, points to the broader, interactive nature of much of our enrichment.
This discussion truly highlights the rich insights gained from exploring the profound power of reading and the varying interpretations of its unique contributions to human development.
Indeed, it invites us all to continue reflecting on how different mediums and forms of engagement shape our understanding, our personal growth, and our connection to the vast world of ideas and emotions around us. There is clearly much more to explore within this material, and I think within our own experiences as well.